very, very nicely today on December 3rd, 2025. And we got to talk about all the updates that are actually causing the rally in the cryptocurrency market as we're seeing a really strong relief across the global markets. But remember, as always, never financial advice, just trying to put you guys on the plays that I'm in. If you're new around here, smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm and also consider subscribing to the channel. So Bitcoin 92.8 tapped $94,000 during the overnight trading hours. Ethereum at 9,100, outpacing and outperforming BTC.
So yeah, XRP is the one that's taking a bearish hit. Maybe it's not so much retail as we saw before. It's not what we were expecting for XRP. Like we're hitting downtrend after downtrend after downtrend. Again, could be the possible scenario we saw last time where it broke out again as we just waited and XRP, suddenly went back to all-time highs. So I think $2 still the bottom. So
and XRP at $2.17, up about 0.3% on the day. BNB is also rallying. We're seeing altcoins showing signs of relief, more so than even Bitcoin. So do I dare say that we are entering altcoin season? Maybe not yet, but we're getting...
I definitely think we're very far away from altcoin season at this point.
Very, very close.
Especially with prices like that.
Let's talk about XRP coin.
But it's trying to find a further downtrend.
Real quick here. $2.17, $4.15 billion US dollars exchanging the hands of traders over the last 24 hours. If we look at the 1 month chart for XRP, you guys know we've had lousy sideways trading with ETF inflows beginning. Yesterday, Bitwise having their XRP ETF also begin trading, in addition to all the others, with billions of dollars in inflows coming into XRP's ecosystem and XRP coin. We were expecting a much more substantial rally going into the end of the year, but I don't think that's off the table even before December 31st, 2025. Looking at quick XRP up.
So December 1st, 2025, I think it's going to be even later than that.
Updates from my personal portfolio, $2.17 per XRP coin, right around 218. We're sitting at $11,756.21 on my iTrust Capital account. The market is still in fear, by the way.
I'm using 2bit, by the way, but it's obviously not looking so good because every time we try to go above 2.2, it just rejects. It rejects it, so it's a worrying factor.
So with that being said, it's still a good time to double down. And if you want to do so with iTrust Capital, they're offering you 100 free.
So yeah, guys, you get the idea. US, we got the unemployment news in, and that a lot of people can find jobs, which is something that I've been saying about July anyway, about this. So it's not like it's like kind of discovering the old waters. We saw this for some time now. We saw the same patterns, how easy it is to get jobs.
Losing jobs, guys. Negative 32,000 jobs in November, while a gain of 10,000 jobs was expected. So basically, there's a differential of 42,000 jobs in the negative relative to what was expected. So what the Kobesi letter is telling us, the Feds have no choice at this point but to cut rates again.
I mean, it could be also no rate cuts. They do have a choice.
Bitcoin hits a 2-week high in cautious crypto market recovery. And you guys can see some of the things that are fueling the recovery. As mentioned, Bitcoin extending a tentative rebound on Wednesday, climbing to a 2-week high as traders look for signs that the wider crypto market...
It's really hard to take a trade here, but I am going to go ahead and feel like, because my personal opinion, $2 is the bottom. We're still sticking to the plan with a top loss and stop loss and go over here. Go to advanced, set the $1 and a 1% loss. So that's going to be the maximum of our portfolio. And just buy along. This is where I think it's kind of catching the falling knife. Could it go a bit lower? But that's the thing. You never know.
Market may be regaining its footage after a very prolonged sell-off. The original cryptocurrency rose as much as...
So yeah, immediately I got stop lost here, which the market seems further bearish, right? So maybe it's better that we actually short this time and take a smaller profit. We could be going down and down more. and just short it. But for some reason, I can't short it.
2.6% at 93,965. It topped 94K. I saw it yesterday live, and the highest intraday level since November 17th. It later lost some of those gains, got to 93.3. But the fact is, guys, we have a long way to get to the October 6th high of $126,000 BTC. Now, it's not going to be a very pretty climb up to all-time highs. The way I say
It's gonna be slow at this point. Very slow.
that is, if you look at Bitcoin's price action, we're not going to see a straight shot. But what I do want to see us reclaim is 100,000. If we can get back to all-time highs, there's going to be sell-offs on the way up, because remember, the market sentiment
Also, whale selling.
is still in fear. We're not in greed. When the market is greedy, that's when we see those never-ending green candles that will continue to send upward momentum to keep us moving forward. But if you're looking at crypto as a potential investment vehicle for your money, for your wealth generation, whatever you want to call it, I still think right now we're in a window where it's a remarkable investment thing that you can do for your portfolio. We're seeing a lot of these big bankers, big institutions, Larry Fink, JP Morgan Chase's, Jamie Dimon, everybody just shifting their sentiment, shifting their
They're slowly shifting, basically. They're not instantly shifting.
understanding and actually learning about what blockchain has to offer and why Bitcoin's store of value will one day surpass that of gold's. Now, crypto
Who knows if it surpasses gold? What if gold doesn't just rise at the time?
currently, you guys know we need to always talk about technical analysis, because remember, previous trends sometimes can help with future predictions. BTC found support and bounced in its previous range. Just like it did last cycle, the relief rally seems to be underway. We know this time won't play out the exact same, but so far history is rhyming. Let me make this a little bigger so you guys can see. I'll make my screen a little bit smaller and look at the highlight points. Looking at previous cycles, we downtrend going
I mean, it's pretty normal, but this downtrend, you never know what's going to happen. This was never happened before in history. Like, everyone is expecting a bull run, at least historically, and we didn't get that.
into, let's see, the first time around, mid 2021 going into July, we had this downtrend, found two levels of support, rallied. But again, after downtrending, this third arrow we're at right now is where we could potentially recover into a potential breakout. So right now, what I'm kind of eyeing is hopefully we can get back to the 50-week moving average. If we reclaim the 50-week moving average, then we can see Bitcoin going above $100,000, where significant profit taking will be
I mean, yeah, the whales will sell. Right now, they're buying the dip, but it's like catching the falling knife. So that's something I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be shorting it just a bit. But as soon as we see any drop, that's it. I'm out, Very worried. I feel like a further downtrend is possible because we're not doing anything to change that. We're still on a big downtrend.
that's going to happen in the market. So with that being said, with Bitcoin's previous cycles trading ranges, we can expect a relief rally over the next few days, weeks, and even months going into 2026. But having a take profit strategy is never a bad idea going into year end. So make sure you take advantage of it if you can. Lastly, Gemini, Google AI has made a price prediction
So yeah, they always make price predictions, but don't trust them too much.
for XRP, Dogecoin, and Shiba Inu before the end of 2025. One of ChatGPT's biggest rivals, Google Gemini AI, has released a striking December outlook.
1 billion ETF inflows and the price has done nothing. That's because literally there's also outflows.
For XRP, Dogecoin, and SHIB, warning traders that all three cryptocurrencies could face some sharp volatility through the holidays. What's most interesting below is Gemini AI's outlook outlining both potential upside and downside scenarios for each cryptocurrency heading into December. For XRP, Gemini sees December potential ranges from all the way at the bottom of $1.80 and all the way up to a $5 XRP, which would be much beyond the $3.68 price point where we once were earlier in 2025. So I would look at it as The upside potential is much higher than the downside potential. Sure, you can dollar cost average in, but XRP is showing some remarkable prices that people can get into and take advantage of the fact that we are almost at, for looking at trading ranges, we're at a trading range low. Anything below 250, I think is a grab. Anything below $3, honestly, I think is an easy grab. But if we ever get close to that 180, you guys know I'm going to
It's an easy grab when it's 180, but I feel like, the problem is when the price becomes like 150, is it still an easy grab then when it becomes 30 cents? The risk becomes higher, my friend.
be doubling down
But yeah, still your pop says it pretty well.
and I'm buying the dip, but I don't foresee that happening unless a true black swan spawns and causes the market to.
So just like breaking the momentum over here, this could be a black swan event. If we can't recover above 100K and stay above there, it's going to be a very concerning time.
Globally sell off, but I just don't see that happening. So according to Gemini's bearish model, we could see a drop of 12% from the current price of 205 down to, actually it's 217, down to $1.80 through the Christmas holiday if investors remain bearish. But I do think we have more bullish sentiment coming our way with everything happening with rate cuts and the end of quantitative tightening as of December 1st. We're seeing a big shift that's going to shift the sentiment from extreme fear and fear to more of a neutral and greedy market going into year end. So with that being said, buy the fear, sell the greed is the way I've been trading for the last few previous cycles, especially when I see extreme greed. That's when all of my take profits are triggered. And I'm like, you know what? We got to stick to our investment pathos, even our ethos, and don't fall victim to.
You got to make a plan. That's the point of the man. A plan with a man is the real plan. So, yeah, could fall down to 180 for sure. If it remains bearish, you never know when you're going to catch the falling knife, but obviously it's falling down over here. It's not looking perfect. But obviously I've been sticking with my demo account and I'm in the negative now. I've been only trading XRP, but sometimes you catch the falling knife. Stuff that you can't predict happens.
Euphoria. And I'll be sure to make my voice heard when I.
So guys, let's check also